Hey there, everybody. This is Brian Burley. This is the Politician Reacts YouTube channel. Thank you all for your support, spreading the word about the channel, helping it grow. We've been covering some of the gubernatorial special election recall Newsom stuff, and this is a video interview of John Cox on Fox News when he talked about the Republican Party's future in California. And I think my dog just hit my camera. Anyways, he's being a little impatient. Let's give this reaction. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, hit the bell icon for our videos. You'll get notified of all our videos that come and that are released about 5 a.m. every day. So let's give this a reaction.
With Republican clout rapidly fading in liberal California, a failure to have any general election candidates for the Senate and governor's races is a very real possibility and could prove disastrous for the GOP's future in the state and potentially the GOP control of Congress here in Washington. California's primary is Tuesday, and in the governor's race, the top two candidates advance.
I haven't seen this yet. This is an interesting. This isn't even. Oh, this is back in 2018. So I was gonna make a joke because my dog's here, just like how John Cox has this ridiculous bear, and these ridiculous, funny but ridiculous commercials. It's interesting to look back at these results though, real quick. We had Newsom at 27.3 in the. I guess these were the RCP average of the polls. Cox was about 10% down. Villaraigosa was right there. Villaraigosa could have beaten Cox if Newsom wouldn't have attacked him so much, I think. And Allen just ran on a Trump agenda pretty much. There was a couple other Democrats that split up the vote too. Republicans always get the flack for splitting up the vote.
Of party, the jungle primary, as it is called, Real Clear Politics average of the polls there, and those are currently the state's Democratic Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom and Republican businessman John Cox 1 and 2. John Cox joining us now from San Diego. Nice to see you, sir. Appreciate it.
Great to be with you, Leland. Thank you.
How much of this is about simply keeping Republicans relevant, much less trying to win the governor's office?
Well, you know, people forget that in
Someone
California,
sent this to me. This is an old
succession
interview. I thought this was a recent interview. So this is back in the 2018 primary, which was a June primary, right? So this is probably back early 2018. We'll still give it a watch. Just
Republican governors. You know, you go back to Ronald Reagan in the 60s and Pete Wilson and George Duke-Magee and Arnold Schwarzenegger. So we've elected a lot of Republican governors here. You know, Jerry Brown, as a matter of fact, is the only Democrat. Gray Davis, you know, was elected as a Democrat and then was recalled. So,
Mr. Cox, I understand the history. Hillary Clinton won that state 62 to 32. Okay, you're fighting an uphill battle. Fair to say?
Yes, except that what the Democrats have done in this state is that they've overreached. California has the highest tax burden in the country. We've got the highest poverty rate. Our roads, our schools are a mess. Water has been unavailable for farmers and for people. Our education system spends huge amounts and has poor results. I think the people of this state want a businessman in the governor's mansion, just like we have a businessman in the White House. I really think that that's going to be the defining issue here. Gavin Newsom is a Bay Area elitist. He is way left.
You've gotten the president's endorsement, and as you point out, Gavin Newsom has promised single-payer, says he at least wants single-payer health care in your state. The question, though, is perhaps more fundamental. If what you say is true, in that you are what the people of California want. Why is it that when I talk to Republican donors, including a top Republican donor in California, he says he feels like this is sort of an exercise in futility and it's more about trying to preserve Republican legacy and preserving spots for Republicans and Republicans' turnouts farther down ballot?
This is the media influence here. That's the only thing I can say to it, Leland. It's fake news. They think that Democrats are invincible. They're not.
You know, when I hear John Cox talk, it kind of reminds me of like what would be an SNL skit.
I'm here to tell you that the middle class in this state is almost non-existent. Working people
He's
can't
trying to
afford
be
a house.
so high
The
energy,
gas
it
tax
seems
is
like
the
it's like
biggest
a
thing, Leland.
scripted.
This gas tax has resulted in people being pushed into the poverty ranks. Gas is now over $4 a gallon, and people, you know, have had to move farther and farther away from their job because of the cost of housing, and then they get hit with this gas tax instead of reforming Caltrans, which is full of waste and corruption. I really believe, Leland, the voters of this state, I don't care if they're moderate Democrats or independents, they want change. They are sick of the corruption in Sacramento. They really want to have an affordable life. They don't want to work 2 jobs. I mean, you know, unemployment's pretty low here, but people are working 2 and sometimes 3 jobs in order to make a living.
Unemployment's
wasn't
low at this point.
We saw the job numbers come out yesterday. We saw President Trump tout them. These are record low
national
unemployment numbers.
Yes.
Yet, as you
California
out,
had
so
some of the
many
highest.
People are struggling to get by. How do Republicans answer that and put that together?
Lower the cost of living. I build apartments for a living, Leland, and I build them for $80,000 a unit in Indiana. It's $500,000, $700,000 here. And why? Government. It's not the sunshine tax. It's not the cost of land. It's government regulation. It's litigation. It's approvals and delays. That's what ends up in the price of a house, and that's the largest single cost to any family. And it's driving people into poverty. They can't save money or provide for their families. That's going to change.
Well, Mr. Cox, much like a businessman who's up against a hard deadline or a budget, we're up against a hard break. We appreciate it, sir. We'll be right back here, and we'll have you on after the primary.
Such a... I'm sorry, I don't mean to... His face looks like such a fake laugh.
Thank you very much, Leland. Good to be with you.
I feel like the whole... And listen, I'm not trying to make fun of John Cox. Let me be clear. I think I have issues with all... I think, typically speaking, even if any of the candidates that we're talking about, John Cox, Kevin Faulkner, Rick Grinnell, Major Williams, Caitlyn Jenner, anybody has some major issues. John Cox's is that his personality is like stale bread. And this is evident of that. There's no charisma there whatsoever. And so much... I'm sorry, my dog is making every noise known to mankind. The Beast. You know, go watch the John Cox campaign commercial reaction. But we had... John Cox already had a chance at this, and he has major charisma issues. And it's really interesting to see how he's approached the campaign this far, this special election, and how some of it's just been comedy based. Maybe he's just trying to have more fun. Maybe he's acknowledging that he has an uphill battle, even if he wins, he has an uphill battle just to keep it, even if he happens to be the candidate and he goes against a Democrat next year. It'd be such a huge uphill battle. While here, he's not really acknowledging it. He could have said, "Hey, yeah, he could have had a better prepared message," but he didn't. So it'll be interesting. I think he's a better candidate now than he was here, but I don't know if he's still the guy that he said that he was, that he said that you'd want to have a beer with him. I don't think John Cox is somebody that you listen to, you look at in terms of the enthusiasm he gives and his aura. It's not someone like, "Hey, I want to have a beer with that guy. I want to vote for that guy." I've never seen someone enthusiastically say, "Yeah, John Cox." I've never seen anyone enthusiastically say, "Yeah, Kevin Faulkner, yeah, Rick Grinnell," or Caitlyn Jenner. Really, people are like, "Yeah, it's gonna be Caitlyn Jenner because it's like Schwarzenegger." But I have some concerns about this field. This kind of brings it out. Hopefully, whoever ends up being the candidate we all rally behind in this recall effort, they learn from this and the strategy that John Cox deployed and how it didn't work very well. But thank you for watching this reaction video to a John Cox 2018 pre-primary interview about the future of the Republican Party in California. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and hit that bell icon to be notified of our newest videos that release every morning. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.